Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to BeepBox Radio, episode 150, BB Corruption Showcase. My name is ChowTop84, and I am your host this week while I need to get everything set up. Yeah, as you can tell. Sorry, that was my sister. Yeah, uh, This week, we are looking at the event that is BB Corruption, something we do every month. And if it seems like things are a little rushed, that's because they absolutely are. I literally woke up 4 minutes ago, and yeah, I had to set up all of the songs. I had to turn on my computer. I had to do everything within 40 minutes, which was very difficult. So be glad that I managed to even start the stream on time. So yeah, um, now that I've successfully logged in and we are ready to go, I'm trying to open up Discord so that I can actually use Discord. Um, that's why the announcement was like a couple minutes late. And also, I haven't even put the submission link yet in the description, which I shall do now. Um, Once I do that, it'll be just as simple as you guys being able to, you know, vote on the songs, which we will be looking at in a minute once I put the link in the description. Vote for the beep songs here. If not, I suggest you all pull up this link in case you aren't in the BeepBox Discord, because sometimes people that watch the live streams aren't on the Discord. You can vote on with that link there. So yeah, open that up. Anyway, what if we don't vote? Then that's boring. Anyways, we shall be looking at our first song today, which there's gonna be a lot of reading today, as you might not know, but the first like 7 songs has descriptions, so we're just gonna be reading a lot of this, starting with the song Blight. Also, by the way, all these songs are in alphabetical order, so yeah, we're gonna be reading a lot. Let's read this first description, which says, um, unfortunately unfinished. Hopefully my co-conspirator and I can will be able to create a complete version at some point. Uh, Lore. Far to the east, in the Dacia Mountains, lies the blighted forest. A sickness has pervaded the land, corrupting every tree, bird, and blade of grass. But the sickness of them all is a tormented creature, bulbous and slimy, bulging and twisted, a monstrosity. It is said that none who lay their eyes upon it return the same. Yeah, anyways, that sounds like a whole jolly old time. Let's just get listening then. Alrighty, that was Blight. I realized that I can't really give any opinions on the songs, so I kind of have to stall in between so then you guys have time to vote for the songs and give your opinions in the things. So, like I said, open up that link I sent and make sure you're actually voting, because if you're not, I'm gonna be so, I don't know. I just pinned the link again just in case you guys need it. That's the link to vote. We'll be like, I believe it's still in the order of the songs. So, if you like vote while also, listening to the songs, like that's the whole point of the live stream, so you guys can listen to the songs while you vote. So yeah, I will give you guys another couple minutes to vote, and then we'll be moving on to the next song. Here's the thing though with Beat Bishop, there isn't really much like of a reason to win, because the only thing you get is like a special role in the BeepBox Discord, and that's it. That's the only prize you get for winning. The whole point of this is just to have fun, because you're submitting songs that are based around a specific theme, and then everybody gets to listen to it. It's not really about winning or losing, it's just about having fun. So yeah, you guys can be like super competitive, but it's not really like the point. It's not like the what we like. I mean, if you want to be bragging rights, you get like 12 chances every year to like win. There's no really much of a bragging rights. Anyways, uh, I feel like I've given enough time to vote, like let people vote. We shall be moving on to the next song, which is called, where's the title? Um, Chimera Unraveled, which is let's I actually don't know. Let's find out. This one's also got a description, so let's get reading. Inevitable voyage to the ancient lands, leading the Chimera, the one in the chains that imprisoned those before them, to the buildings that were founded on bodies. Those bodies sink deeper into the earth with each decade. Decomposition and rot fill the air. The dust scatter in the light from the sun, bending the scenery to its will. The light of every hut suck the noise out of every step. The nightmares are forever realized in these lands, without anyone but them to witness. Unravel, recoil, contort. This is the way. Anyways, let's get listening. Alrighty, that was Chimera Unraveled. Um, I will let you guys write down your notes and also vote on that song. Um, in the meantime, I will yap. The back of my head hurts, like around the base of my neck, like right where my head's, like my skull is starting to touch my head. There's a spot where it's really sore, and I think it's affecting my left eye for some reason. Um, yeah, that's not get a headrest. I don't have one. I'll just use a sweater. There we go. Okay, now I have a headrest. Um, just ask it to stop hurting. I wish I could. Anyways, I want to say real quick. I don't know if I already said this, but I literally started like setting up everything 40 minutes earlier than the stream started because I was sleeping. I was literally like asleep, and then I woke up and was like, "Oh my God, it's 3:26. I need to wake up and do stuff." And I did stuff. I managed to just barely get everything done within the amount of time I needed to get stuff done. But just a reminder, it's like it takes 40 minutes to set everything up. Even more than that because I have to open up Discord too. So if it's later than like 3:20 or so, I am not getting the stream started in time. Yeah, anyways. That's fun. Anyways, I hope that you guys have managed to vote on the songs by now because we're gonna be moving on the next one. Um, oh yeah, also just making sure, uh, do not just it says right there, but do not spoil who made what songs. Part of the fun is that you don't know who made what songs, and then you have to you have to vote on the songs without knowing who it is who made it. Anyways, I'm going to let's look at the next song, which is Clam Corruption. I see. Let's move on, which has more reading. Not that much though, so let's get reading. Just as a note, the name is really goofy because this is a collab song, and we decided all our collab names have to do something with shellfish or fish. So yeah, let's check it out. Alrighty, that was Clam Corruption. By who knows? I actually have no idea. Um, I was told who made what songs, but I forgot them. I actually did. I don't remember a single one. Anyways, yeah, I'll let you guys vote on that song and give your notes while you're doing that. I shall yap a little bit more. Um, so the reason why I woke up a little late was because last night I stayed up a little later because I was playing Phasmophobia with a friend of mine that was doing a live stream at the time. And their like time zone is like way before mine. So when it's like 10 p.m. for them, it's like 1 a.m. for me or something like that. It's pretty weird. Um, yeah, I ended up staying up till like 4 a.m. And I spent like 2 hours trying to sleep because I spent too much time in front of a screen. And yeah, that was not very good. And then I slept, and then I slept in, which then led me to wake up at 3:20, which is fun. But not really. Anyways, I hope you guys have managed to successfully finish your, you know, notes because uh, we're gonna be moving on to the next song, which has some more reading. So if you guys still haven't finished your notes, then feel free to do that. Anyways, let's read this, which is accordance, and a discordance. So yeah, let's check this one out. But let yeah, read this first. Hi, Chop Top 67. Um, oh, Chop 67. Make sure all samples are loaded and mute and play each song for like 10 seconds. Make sure it doesn't stutter. Side A, accordance, which had its own thing. And then side B, discordance. So we got two different songs we gotta look at. Side A messy sampled song that seemed to be mainly using side B's recording to direct its song. Um, Derive whatever meaning or metaphor you think it has to both songs. Side B, this is assumed to be the original record of the sample, having more of an ut feel to it, inspired by from old radio archives. Cool. Let me do something real quick. Okay. Yeah, let's check out this one, which is accordance. Alrighty, that was Accordance, and now we shall be checking out Discordance because reminder, this song is not over. Alrighty, that seems to have been Discordance. The site like that was a reminder, side B to Accordance. So if you missed Accordance, the first part, then go back and listen to that. I will give a minute for people to be able to vote. Reminder, I have pinned the link to the forum to vote. So yeah, if you guys uh decide to vote on that, give your honest opinions on the notes, or if you don't want to write down notes at all, just write down a number and don't be the kind of person that just like votes on every song and then gives them all ones just so then you can bump up your own song, because if you do that, then I'm gonna beat you up or something. I don't know. That's friggin' unfair. Anyways, yeah, that was Accordance, and given that it's been a minute, I able to just not vote on the ones I you can vote, like, if you want to, you can go back and listen to those. Like, you don't have to listen to this like them at the same time as the stream, just listen to them at your own pace. The reason why I'm giving a minute in between each song is so then you can vote on the song before I start the next one, so then there's more time to think about it, you know? So if you still haven't like, if I join, like, can I still vote? You can vote like at any time. You don't have to vote during the live stream. Just making sure. Okay. Uh, anyways, the next song is, let me go to it. Uh, Faulty Power Drive, which is the next song. We shall read the description here. That's some Japanese I cannot read. Gray Beeve here. Context: a power drive is having glitches in its system, causing constant power outages around the facility. Warning: glitches. Duh. Detune. Rip perfect pitch, people. Yeah, let's check it out. Also, again, just making sure, if this is your song, don't say it's your song, because that's boring. Anyways, let's listen. That was Faulty Power Drive. Again, I will give a minute for people to vote. Have fun with that. My head is a little light for some reason. I don't know why. Uh, Maybe I'm not getting enough air. Let me take deep breaths. Okay, I'm fine now. It's a shame that there is no feedback for that one. Oh yeah, there is no notes, isn't there? Some of them don't didn't want notes for it. So yeah. Open a window or something. It's like freaking November. It's cold. Got the heat on. If I open up the window, then that's wasting freaking the gas or the electricity. I don't remember what it is specifically. Anyways, um, yeah, get some fresh air. I will get a fresh ball air later. Anyways, this next song is Forgotten, which is right here has a bit of lore, which would take me a while because there's also more lore. Um, which I will actually leave up to vote on whether or not I will read the extra stuff. So, um, should I read the extra lore section or not? Alrighty, pulling it up. Where's my poll? There it is. There is. Chat, please do not put radio ahead of your health ever. That's bad. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, I made a poll. Vote for the poll. Should I read all of this? If not, then I will put the link for this in the chat so then you guys can read it while you're listening to the song. Anyways, I'll read this while you guys vote. You shouldn't be here. There's no guide, no path, no way out. Yet you descend deeper. You try to remember why you proceed, but many things no longer make sense. Eventually, you realize it's too late, as you simply cease to exist, as time itself had forgotten your existence. Strangely enough, you feel at peace as you become a shadow of what you once were. The extra lore's right here. Here's part 1, which I believe is from last month, and then samples won't load. Here's the video for here, but it loaded for me. So far we've got 70% yes, 30% no. Goober should read it. That'll probably make my headache worse, but shoot, might as well. Okay, let's end the poll. 73% to whatever many, 27%. I shall read this with Goober's voice. Alrighty, guys, it's me, Goober, and I shall read all of this. Extra lore. Des, has anyone seen blank? He left a message but forgot to record the audio on my end. Again, he hasn't called back in a few days. Winston, there's nobody with that name who works here. That office has always been vacant. Play the message anyway. Plays audio recording. I can't believe we picked this up. We have one last chance to save this company, and this is the one they choose. It's a poorly written draft, and I do not know how Des convinced Director Winston to even consider this after they found the journal. I should have disposed of it when I found it. Time to send that message to Des. Message start. Des, you have been muted, but you can still use the text function. Okay. First, you need to stop leaving your bags at the doors, and your sandwiches cannot be stored under a chair or wherever you decide to put this time. Please put them in the fridge like a normal person. You are here for extracurricular credits at your school, right? You cannot keep doing stuff like this. It's been 4 years. You've got detained for your actions, not because you were different. You threw a moldy sandwich at Mr. Hebbs, a security guard. Then you started running. This is he is in the hospital now because he has a celiac disease. At least you didn't throw cactus this time. Mr. Robinson from HR refuses to leave her office when you are around now. Anyway, I found your journal behind the wall in your holding cell. Did you really try scooping out the wall with a fork? Really? A fork? Look, this isn't the old world where we are civilized here. I don't know what they did over to you over there for to make you like this, but this needs to stop. No, she didn't deserve it. This isn't evil. Nor did Hebs try to take your bag. You left it in front of the emergency exit again. He only wanted to move it to the lockers. At least it was not at the level of what you did at Red River last year. I can't believe you riled up those conspiracy nuts about exploding sweet berries that dyed the river red. It's normally red because of the iron content from the minerals and stuff from the gorge. I do agree that it was quite funny, but Bradfield wasn't too happy about that. Is that Mr. Gisby? What a choker of a cat. Okay, so please put him down. He will bite, and he bit you again. Set him down and take care of that, then focus, okay? Okay, so now that is out of the way, what that story? You said you have some explaining to do. The story isn't cohesive enough and it's all over the place and hard to follow. Oh, and another one? Yeah, just another nosebleed. The doctors can't figure out why though. They can't explain even why I'm so tired yet cannot sleep some nights. Anyways, let's start from the top. First of all, don't say this is a true story. During the Sential Storm super outbreak, those tunnels didn't exist. You mentioning Bradfield and North Street without any mention of what happened is lazy. Bradfield was mostly fine as it was across the river, and North Street was leveled due to poor construction and failing infrastructure as those buildings were created during an occupation. If it weren't for the few who braved the super outbreak 10 years ago, many more may have died, and you could have written that story on how the first responders worked tirelessly for weeks on end to locate and rescue those trapped. You could have written the story of the ones who set out to chase those tornadoes and risk their lives by setting up the mobile Doppler radars. Specifically, the rookie journalist, Riker, that 162 Liger Spectre who filmed the largest of the tornadoes of the outbreak whilst narrowly avoiding being struck by lightning by the first storm he spotted, then practically out chasing many others, then being given the moniker Lightspeed. No, that isn't boring, nor is it a waste of time. If you claim these things are true, then why aren't those conspiracy nuts, wait, hold on, what they aren't? Those conspiracy ones wouldn't go wild again. You made the world similar to ours, but please don't make it out to be worse than it is. You will only rile up the conspiracy nuts again. I know our world isn't perfect, so I don't make it sound so flat and incomplete in the process. Winston already threatened to shut down another of our ZO32 branch if another conspiracy story gets released. Keeping that in mind. No, Winston isn't out to get you specifically. She is just a stickler for whatever rules she makes up on the spot. She got demoted here for a bunch of nonsense, but Pitchman is keeping her in line, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything is conspiracy to her. You are lucky Pitchman likes the premise of your story, though. Okay, another thing. What is a tether, and why does it read temperature, and how does it get cold? It is unlikely for the world to drop close to absolute zero, and if that tether is what was that cold, that tether was that cold, I doubt anyone near it would be alive regardless. It's an interesting premise, but not feasible for the story. Perhaps one in deep space? I'm getting a headache because of breathing. The 60-year grand solar minimum. Why did you exaggerate it to that extent? The Audi minimum is only about half as bad as you described it. Yeah, 90% would have died if we weren't prepared, but this is only about 50% weren't so fortunate, but those areas weren't prepared and still under occupation of the old world. They did try to hide all of the events from us by buying out the researchers, but out there, but nobody bought out that nonsense. You could you could have had at least described the insane auroras during that time, and even the massive CMEs that took down the grid multiple times. Look, the CMAs did most of the damage to the grid, just as the minimum arrived 80 years ago. Even now, there's stuff being rebuilt today. We got lucky that the Faraday vaults with replacement components. Those nukes were detonated high in the atmosphere to create EMPs. Those were attacks from the old world, yes, but by then we hardened the power grid long before that due to the CMEs. Oh, so that was in the pages that were ripped out. Never mind then. If you want to go and give information about that stuff, don't just blurt out stuff out of nowhere. Let the story do the talking. Okay, now that is sorted. Okay. OBS disconnected for a second. For those caves, those who went inside around at the time eventually founded underground cities like Rockhell and Garrel, and you didn't even bother to mention them? They are literally shelters from before our time. You could have included a bit of that history as well. Well, lost pages, huh? That would clear it up. So then, did you? So where did you even leave those anyway? I noticed that you made a character, Jim. You made him out to be like Mr. Taylor, didn't you? Why did you make him out to be some weird sandwich thief? You know that Mr. Taylor only takes your sandwiches because you leave them in random places, and if it isn't found, it would be a moldy mess. Of course you thought it would be funny. Lore reading is going to be longer than the actual song. Honestly, as I go on, I'm getting more lightheaded, and it's becoming harder and harder to read. Um, I am going to assume this cave in the story is from that school trip last month when you broke the gas line and hallucinated events that never happened, and the cave that has to be aired out for the about 2 months because of that. Those vibrations were from the cave organ at your art school, installed back last month. What you heard was the acoustical engineer tuning the organ, and that pressure you felt was from the infrasonic damper being tested. No, what you saw wasn't real. There's nothing living in the caves in Blackwell, in while erupting and covering half the world in ash 5 years ago, making the global temp drop X degrees. That has nothing to do with it. There is no secret underground labyrinth either. Like I said, it was the gas line you broke. Is that what those creature doodles you were all over the pages? If you were serious about writing stories and you can't doodle all over the pages. Perhaps you can make that part of another story if you must include those. Also, quit with the rigor stuff. Rigor will return soon. Putting capital letters in a sentence like that isn't a clean way to put in a message in writing. It's been 4 years. Just let it go. That movie flopped and it won't return. I'd like to see it return, but we have no budget to make a part 2, let alone remake it. Look, just drop it. It's not returning. Okay, we're not that far away. Okay, so it is interesting how you portrayed every decontaminated and quarantined, though those pages fell through and thankfully weren't lost like the rest. However, since the experience from that trip where you were exposed to that gas, you twisted it in a way that you were detained and quarantined because you were in some place which probably wouldn't make sense to the reader. I would refrain from adding irrelevant information like what half the pages had, though. Nobody wants to know the history of random information that isn't needed in the story. Also, some of it was quite graphic, so I don't think you should be added to the story in particular. I doubt anyone wants to know how that corruption works as you described it, as that kind of stuff would exist in some kind of horror story. However, the antithesis, that is an interesting premise for another story, corruption aside, if that could be refined into something strong, we may have a strong story base to use in the future. If our branch isn't shut down, yeah. Anyways, I'll go home with it and I'll try to at least make this a cohesive story with the parts I understand. We will meet next Monday after your suspension is lifted, so the story can be refined, so work on refining what you can on the questions I asked. No, you can't join the volunteer cavers this weekend. You are still in suspension from activities due to your actions this week. You are lucky this is Friday. It's Friday and not an entire week like the semester. Oh my god. With the cactus incident, I am your legal guardian, so I have to do something, and this is the lightest punishment they allowed. My parents agreed to look after you this weekend as I'll be with Group 3 exploring the new cave near Black River. This was just recently discovered this weekend. Hopefully we can find the stuff there and can lead us to the shelter that has been isolated from the eruption. Maybe what I can find there can help the story fill out some messages or questions regarding the revision needs to be held this Monday. I know I know how you like exploring, so I'll record what I can. Black River, the one near Mount. Well, remember. Anyways, hopefully that state recovers soon. I liked it when the office was built there. The food was better there too. And recording. Winston. Yeah, go work on that. Stop bothering me. Okay, I'm just gonna play the song. I am so lightheaded right now. Oh my god. Okay, I've noticed that it's lagging a lot, so I'm gonna play the YouTube video like it suggested. Not because it's like not loading, because it's lagging, and I'm gonna play from where I am assuming it's at, which would be around. No, that's way too far. Let's see. Yeah, let's just assume it's there. Very nice. Ignore the YouTube suggestions. That's just what people have been watching on YouTube. What's this? Somebody commented on the video, last video, granular. Thank goodness. Anyways, I think it makes sense to close all of the tabs to the left, real quick. So then that way I can save a lot of things, especially resources on my computer. So yeah, now that we've listened to that song, it's time to move on to the next one, which is I See It With My Eyes, which, I mean, if you have eyes, then you can see, but, yeah, I will give a minute before we move on to this song for you guys to be able to vote on the last one, so feel free to give your opinions, whether they be positive or negative. Be honest, by the way, when it comes to notes, because when it comes to notes, you have to, like, if you're not being honest, then what's the point, you know? Anyways, yeah, I think it may be time to, like, listen to the song. So yeah, let's do it.
stayed blind to the truth. Their bliss was ignorance. And I've got guilt no one can soothe as they did their death dance. They stayed blind to the truth. Their bliss was ignorance. And I've got guilt no one can soothe.
Alrighty, that was I See It With My Eyes. I thought that fake lag that at the end was pretty cool. Anyways, if you guys will go ahead and go to the forum and vote on this song, give it your honest opinions. Feel free to do that, by the way. Yeah, I will be moving on to the next one in a minute, but I will say that we've actually managed to get through half the songs, so we're halfway through pretty much. Which is kind of crazy because we're an hour and 20 minutes into this. Though, I mean, I was sitting there for 20 minutes just reading one thing, so it makes sense. But, you know, feel like it's crazy. Anyways, I think we could move on to the next song, which is My Heart Is So Corrupt. Yeah, let's check it out. Alrighty, that was My Heart Is So Corrupt. Surprisingly, one thing I find a little strange about that song was the fact that it was both loud and quiet at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, Windows Vista. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I will wait for you guys to give your opinions on that one. I don't know if like there's actually, hold on, let me actually open up the link so I can see if there's a script like um let me, I didn't mean to copy that. I want to copy the link. Whatever. I guess I'll just do that. There we go. Okay, let's see. What songs have... That's... Oh, what? Hello? Why is it doing that? Strange. Anyways, let's see. Does this song have... Faulty Power Drive didn't have it. This song does have feedback, so if you haven't given feedback for the song, do it. Anyways, I think that's enough dilly-dallying. We can move on to the next song, which is, let's see. It is called OLIM in, I don't know how to say this. OLIM in SOMNIO DIGITALI. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. It might be in another language, and I wouldn't even know. Anyways, this one is a AbyssBox song. Also, I will say with the other song, the one that was called Forgotten, the reason why that was one that I think the reason why that one was so laggy was because of how many instruments there were. You see, when there's a lot of instruments and channels in AbyssBox, uh, my computer lags like nobody's business. It is very laggy, like very very laggy. I cannot understate. Like, you could have 10 channels, it could still be laggy just because of, like, how it is in AbyssBox. But that's not, like, a really much of a problem. I just think I need I just think I need to upgrade my computer. Anyways, let's check out this song, which is, I already said its name. Yeah, let's do. Alrighty, that was OLIM and SOMNIO DIGITALI. I feel like that's in another language, so let's find out. Let me go to Google Translate and see if that's a thing. Well, let's see if it's like some type of word, like words in another language. Once upon a time in a digital dream. It's Latin. Okay, that's pretty neat. Um. Anyways, oh yeah, actually, hold on. Let me show you this. So, I don't know if. Let me look up Google Translate on here. Okay, so you guys now can see Google Translate, and I'll copy the words that it said, which like the title of the song, which was OLIM in SOMNIO DIGITALI, which says Once Upon a Time in a Digital Dream. Pretty neato, isn't it? Anyways, I'll let you guys vote. Uh, yeah. Anyways, let me go back. And, yeah. Uh, I was DM'd about something. I should check. Oh, yeah, there's stuff here to read. Okay. So, yeah, let's read this real quick while we move on to the next song, which is, let me put the title. I did not copy the title. Oops. There we go. That I can't say that. That's not that is not a word. Anyways, the script this says from in between two people. Hey, could I ask you a question? Yeah. What's that? Oh, don't look. It's kind of embarrassing. No, 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 not this. That. The file? Yeah. Oh, the file's been corrupted for years now. I've wanted to recover and see what I can salvage from it, but I don't know if I'm ready yet. Can we try it now? I'm kind of curious. Well, sure. If it didn't work well, if it didn't work well, I guess we can try it anyways. Command. Format error, date unknown, last edited 7 years ago. Well, I guess let's start recovering. Song notes. I'm pretty happy with this song. I could have made it better, but I ran out of time. But it's better it's better be done than never. What? Okay. I hope you like it too. Tiny URL link, and then there's also a raw link, and then at the bottom, is this file recovered? Hello? Let's check it out. Reminder, tapping on the sign, do not spoil who made what songs. Okay, I see you. Anyways. Motorcycle. I don't know if y'all heard that, but a motorcycle just drove past my house in a very loud manner. Anyways. Wait. Yeah, you weren't kidding. Anyways, this song has not one, not two, but three different songs. It took me a minute to copy it. Anyways, yes, this one is Tribulation, FriedCPU, and Coru. It's three different links at once. You can see a little description of each one. It's so simple, yet it works so good. This one's based off of Salomon.xdxe, a malware virus that literally fries your CPU, and Corrupt Unison. Which, fun fact, I believe the user Axicord made an entire, like, three or four song playlist called Malcore, which is literally like based off of I think it's actually based off of Selwyn and uses similar samples, which is pretty neat. So yeah, there's that. Let's check out the first one, which is called Tribulation. I thought I unmuted for a second. Alrighty, that was Tribulation. Next one is FriedCPU. Some of you are saying this sounds like Glide, which it doesn't sound like Glide at all. But a fun fact about Glide, I'm actually a moderator in Glide's new Discord server, so that's fun. Anyways, let's listen to this next one, which is FriedCPU. Alrighty, that was FriedCPU, and the next one is the last one, which is Coru, which the description said corrupt unison. So yeah, let's check it up. Alrighty, that was Coru from the trio of Tribulation, FriedCPU, and Coru. The next song, which is the last one of today. Hold on, I have to scroll down. There we go. Is called Untitled. Call it Rise of the Malware, which I'm going to assume that the song is called Untitled, but you're supposed to say Rise of the Malware. Anyways, yeah, this song, let's check it out. Oh yeah, I probably should give people some time to vote for the last song. So have fun with voting for the last song while I talk about I'm looking around my room for something to talk about. Um I don't know. Something. Give me something to talk about. Taxes. Halloween. Halloween was just yesterday, and that was pretty fun. I didn't really do much. I did the BeepBox radio episode for Halloween, and I also played Phasmophobia at like 4 a.m. with my friends, which is fun. Yeah, so there's that. I might play it again later today. Uh, I can understand why people would think that having three different songs. What is your opinion on the rising taxes? I don't do taxes because I don't have a job. Um, if I had a job, I wouldn't be able to do B-Box Radio. Um, Still feels a bit unfair despite that. The thing is, right? Um, I don't know. I'm not the person that makes beatbox like the beat bishop. You'll have to talk to Slarm about that. Anyways, this song is Rise of the Malware. We're gonna be checking it out right now. Alrighty, that was Untitled. Call it Rise of the Malware. That was that song. And yeah, that was all of the songs, but I still want to give a little bit of time for people to leave their votes in the link, which do that. It's still pinned. It's been pinned for like the past like 2 hours. But yeah, that was, I feel like all the songs so far were pretty fun. But yeah, let's hold on. Okay, so could I name every AbyssBox preset? Not all of them. I could probably name like most of them. Okay, let me think. There's October 2025 corruption voting. Thanks for voting in BB corruption. Edit your response. Yeah, nice. Anyways, seems like some of you have managed to finish voting because you watched the entire stream through. Very nice on you. Make sure once you get if you haven't voted all of them, then go back, listen to the live stream, listen to me complaining about being lightheaded. I'm so tired. It's 5 a.m. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me think. What is there to talk about? Not really much, which is why I shall be moving on to the outro. So yeah, that was all of the songs this week that we'll be showcasing. If you want more, then check out. Aren't there like there's there's around about 18 presets in AbyssBox. Anyways, if you want more BeepBox Radio, there's a playlist of pretty much every BeepBox Radio episode that I've hosted or any other host. This has been a thing, but feel free to like if binge that if you're bored. Though if you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. But it is nice to be able to hear some songs that people have made across the points. Anyways, that's all for this week's radio. I am tired and I'm going to watch YouTube once I'm done with the outro. So yeah, I am going to see you guys next week. Goodbye!